Championship time here at Robotica. Tonight, the 6 toughest, roughest robots of the regular season will push themselves to the very limits of robotic endurance as they fight for their very lives and the Robotica trophy. They'll tackle the deadliest events man could create as they take on the Gauntlet, a multi-walled war zone, endure the Labyrinth, a veritable minefield of robotic booby traps, and finally, they'll square off in the fight to the finish where only the strongest bot will survive. I'm Magenta.
And I'm Tanya Memi. Tonight, the toughest competitors from our regular season face each other in an all-out war. The last one standing is our champion.
Now, entering the arena, a brutal contender from Robotica's past, a new design for Robotica's present. Who dares to tangle with the terrifying Panzer Mk? This 6-wheeled robot tips the scales at 210 pounds. Driven by 7 horsepower and featuring tank-style steering, this aluminum bot's primary feature is its lifting arm, capable of flipping a 300-pound robot onto his lid.
And Panzer Mk was created by Todd Mendenhall. Todd is an accomplished robot builder who's been to Robotica before. Panzer Mk represents his 7th attempt at a competitive robot, and Todd thinks this Panzer has the right stuff to go all the way.
Panzer's back. I don't know about the other robots, but the bricks and cans are in trouble.
And his opponent, now entering the arena with its pneumatic ram and interchangeable jackhammers, this machine is definitely looking to draw first blood. It's Rambot. Rolling in at 204 pounds, Rambot has 4 motors mounted externally to its undercarriage. It will also swap its tires to fit each event, lawnmower knobbies for agility rounds, smaller foam-filled tires when it's time to rumble. And with its steel frame guarded by Lexan armor, this trigger-happy robot is ready to take on an army.
And Rambot's under the command of Thomas Sweeny, an orthopedic surgeon from Sarasota, Florida. Tom is a man of many talents. Together with his 3 sons, Tom built Rambot, and the Sweeny family hopes to win the Robotica trophy.
I took a surgical approach to building this robot. I made it simple, powerful, and maneuverable. It's not pretty, but we're going to kick some robot butt.
It's Gauntlet time, and for those of you who just can't seem to remember how things work, I'll lay it out for you. Bust through the wood, pummel the cans, beat the bricks and waste the blocks, then clear the piles, climb the ramp, and shatter the glass to win the game. That's our little gauntlet.
We're changing things a little from how we usually run this competition. All 6 competitors will run the gauntlet. The 3 winners will move on to the Labyrinth automatically. The losing bot with the highest score becomes the wild card bot and advances as well. The other 2, they're eliminated, so every point counts. To give us a better idea of what the robots should look out for, let's go down to our Robotica science correspondent and robot expert, Dan Danknick.
Tanya, the difference between these 2 robots can be found under the hood. Rambot is running motors that total less than 3 horsepower. The Panzer Mk motors deliver 7, more than 2.5 times his opponent. Also, Rambot uses his power primarily for speed. In the semifinals, we saw how he handily beat his opponent Dark Track to the center platform, then promptly drove himself off the edge. But Panzer Mk is using his motors for torque, raw pushing power. The design of this course guarantees that these 2 will cross paths at least once and maybe twice. So if it comes down to a pushing match, Panzer Mk has the clear advantage. Back to you.
The robots are in position. It's time to start the game. Gauntlet, championship style.
Robots ready.
They're off. Here goes the Rambot cam through the cans and into the far wall. He's at the first turn. Panzer takes out the cans, bounces off the rail, lining up the bricks, and he takes them out and into the block.
He's stuck, Amit. His plow is probably at the wrong height. He might have jammed it into the rail.
Rambot's off the rail, lots of steering problems early, and here go the bricks and the blocks. He's at the halfway point. And Panzer burning rubber trying to get free, and now they collide. Panzer underneath Rambot.
He's got him against the rail, Amit. He could try to push him out of the arena or flip him over, and Rambot would be done for.
And Rambot climbs over the top of Panzer. Amazing agility. You can still hear Panzer squealing his tires. And here he goes through the rubble, pushing the blocks and bricks. This track must be slick.
He wants to be careful, Amit. The more he spins his tires, the more he burns up his batteries.
He's on the last leg now, and Rambot's not moving, Dan.
That impact with Panzer must have knocked a wire loose. This is a catastrophic electrical failure. You see Tom's son, Shawn, moving those controls, but no response from Rambot.
Panzer bounces off the bracket that holds the wood. Those tires going nuts. Now he pushes through, and he's lined up the ramp. The platform is tied for the taking if Rambot can't get moving. He raises that plow to get up the ramp, oversteers a bit, and he's up! And here he goes through the forest of glass.
And Panzer will remain very controlled as long as he's alone on the platform, Amit. In the semifinals, he aggressively pushed his opponent into the gutter just so he could take his time up there. Almost hooked himself on the pillar and runs off. But he does see Rambot sitting idle on the track. He'll be careful here.
Careful but efficient, Dan. Already down to 3 panes of glass here. And a spin move takes out 2. Todd Mendenhall nails the last piece. Here comes the bonus pane. Panzer going to the far side of the platform. Gonna get a big run at it here. He's in line. Oh yeah, baby. Shatters the glass. Panzer with a great run has secured a spot in the Labyrinth. Todd and his team never once gloat. He knows they've still got work ahead.
Amit, Panzer effectively won this match the moment he got under Rambot. His lower wedge forced his opponent to climb over him, and the jarring landing knocked Rambot out of commission. Panzer was then able to take his time, take some points, and take the win.
Panzer Mk takes it from Rambot. It's Panzer Mk with 85 points over Rambot with 40. Tanya's with the winner, who's definitely staying in the game.
All right, we have Todd Mendenhall representing Panzer Mk. Great round. Now, I know at the beginning, both bots, you guys took off like rockets, and then there was a little bit of a tug-of-war between Panzer Mk and Rambot.
Well, we had a little bit of a mistake at the beginning. I caught an edge of one of the steel lips that holds the board, and by the time I got it straightened out, they were almost all the way through. So I had to punch it to get through the bricks and the paving stones.
Now, when did you know that Rambot was disabled? What was your strategy?
Jim was telling me what was happening and what was going on, and he told me that they had stopped moving at that point.
Were you more careful after that?
I tried to be. The main problem is that I believe we dinged or smoked something in there, and so the robot wasn't acting quite right. So I think we may have some work to do coming up shortly.
All right, well, here we go on to the next round in the Labyrinth.
Time to meet our next set of competitors. Now, entering the arena, here's a machine that's just right for a bit of the old ultra-violence. Jamming the scales at 210 pounds, Ultraviolence packs 8 horsepower in the drivetrain, powered by a custom battery pack that peaks at 500 amps. Another 4 horses run the weapon, a rotating blade that achieves a sick 300 miles per hour at the tip, sure to slash through any armor that gets in his way.
And Ultraviolence was created by Jeff Sesnick. Jeff is no newcomer to Robotica. He honed his experience and went through several designs before he came up with Ultraviolence and its vicious Blade of Death.
We were here last year with Critical Mass. We're here this year with Ultraviolence, and there's no substitute for experience.
And his opponent, ready to shred some serious metal. This bot's built to slap some sense in his competition. It's Mini Rip. Crushing the scales at 188 pounds, Mini Rip features tank-style steering and a gear ratio tailor-made for ultimate pushing power. The steel bulldozer blade will take on all comers, and any who get nasty will get a slug upside the head gasket with Mini Rip's 10-inch hammer disc that spins at 2,300 RPM.
And Mini Rip was built by Chris Hanold. Chris is a Robotica veteran with something to prove. After a rough go of it in Season 1, Chris has his eye on the Robotica trophy.
We're a lightweight robotics. Got Mini Rip coming up. We're going to do the best we can with what we got.
It's time for our second gauntlet of the night. Points go like this: 10 per wall, 5 per pile. First up the ramp gets a 10, second gets a 5, and be the bot to break the big pane of glass, and 15 are yours. That's it.
Let's go down to Dan Danknick.
Tanya, the key to winning this match lies in the wedge. Ultraviolence encountered some problems in the semifinals when his low wedges caught in the grate at the center platform. But that's nothing compared to the problems Mini Rip's design will generate. The bulldozer shape of his plow is going to scoop and keep debris in front of him, giving him that much more to push. To add insult to injury, he'll also be effectively clearing the way for Ultraviolence, who could use his impressive speed to take advantage. I give Ultraviolence the edge. Back to you.
And the gauntlet has punched in. He's on the clock and ready to work.
Robots ready.
Here we go. The Ultraviolence can into the rail at the first turn. Mini Rip smashes the wood and the cant and the spin move.
Amit, that tight wheelbase will cause him steering problems.
Ultraviolence heads into the bricks and through the blocks. Powerful to the halfway point. And here comes Mini Rip through his blocks and they collide. Ultraviolence up that plow and now Mini Rip's on top. some smashing going on down there. Looks like Mini Rip's gotten past now, and Ultraviolence can't get past that turn. Mini Rip heads into the rubble. He's at the bricks.
You see that clear path Ultraviolence has thanks to Mini Rip's Plow. He's already at the cans.
And on top of them now, Ultraviolence may be in trouble. He's got a can stuck between his front left tires. Jeff doesn't want to give up his lead, but he's having some trouble getting free. Ultraviolence almost at the starting point. Mini Rip's on the last leg now, pushing some cans, and there he goes. Oh, but now he's on top of one, and it looks like Ultraviolence is free. Big turn of events here. Chris handled very frustrated. Ultraviolence trying to get by, but he bumps Mini Rip free. Oh, who's going to gain the upper hand here? Mini Rip pins Ultraviolence. Now they separate, and Ultraviolence gets a position on the ramp, and he's up. Glass shatters. Ultraviolence has the advantage now, but can he keep it?
Hard off the pillar there, Amit. He's obviously in a hurry, but Mini Rip is having trouble right now. He may have burned out some of his power during the confrontations they've had.
Ultraviolence cleaning up the platform very quickly. He's down to one pane of glass, and he gets it. He's still alone on the platform. He's got position for the bonus pane, and there he goes. Ultraviolence has done it. Mini Rip has to see how the points fall, but Jeff and his team are pumped. They're moving on.
This match was perfectly even through the halfway point when the bots first collided and remained even as both bots took turns getting stuck on cans. But Mini Rip got left without enough power or control to climb the ramp, while Ultraviolence remained strong to the finish.
And Ultraviolence takes the gauntlet. Score for this gauntlet, Ultraviolence 85, Mini Rip 60. Tanya's down on the floor with the winner right now.
All right, here we have Jeff Sesnick and his team representing Ultraviolence. Ultraviolence lived up to his name once again.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, you chose not to put your wedge on.
No,
why was that?
We had problems with our ramps before. They got torn off and they hung us up, so we decided we were going to take a risk and go without any ramps this time.
Well, let's talk about the battling between you guys at the one end of the course.
We both met around the back side of the course, and we basically beat each other up a little bit.
You did. All right, well, great round of competition, and you're going on to the Labyrinth. Woo!
So with two competitors left to run the gauntlet, the scores look like this. Panzer Mk leads Rambot 85-40, while Ultraviolence towers over Mini Rip 85-60. So Rambot's gone, and Mini Rip's fate hangs in the balance. We've got 3 bots and only 2 slots left, so someone's out of here. Coming up, the last 2 bots run the gauntlet, then it's elimination time. Those who make the cut move on to the Labyrinth, those who don't watch from the sidelines. And later, it all comes down to the fight to the finish, but none of this matters if you don't have what it takes up on that platform. And that's coming up after the break, so stay with us. Robotica. Robotica is back. We say goodbye to Rambot. If after this next event, Mini Rip has the higher score of the wild card competitors, he moves on to the Labyrinth. But we've still got one more gauntlet to go. It's time to meet our final set of competitors. Now entering the arena. If you're looking for a massive robot with a mean disposition, look no further. It's Juggerbot 3.0. This third-generation bot cut weight by swapping titanium parts for aerospace alloy aluminum and moved the direct drive gearbox outward to allow more room down the robot's middle to free up space for their new weapon, a lightning-fast pneumatic flipper.
And Juggerbot 3.0 was created by Mike Morrow. Mike is an engineer with several years of robot building experience. And talk about an engineering approach. Mike even built a rough draft of his robot in order to make sure that Juggerbot 3.0 came out perfect. Once again, Juggerbot stands poised for a shot at the title.
Juggerbot 3.0 is the next generation in robotic destruction. This bot's going to go all the way.
And his opponent. Just beating the competition isn't good enough. This bot eats his opponents alive. It's Jawbreaker's Revenge. Descended from a former Robotica finalist, this two-wheeled bot has all new chops. Built in a scissor configuration, these teeth chomp with 3,000 pounds of force, and with an invertible design, Jawbreaker's Revenge can eat while standing on his head.
And Jawbreaker's Revenge was designed by Tim Berghofer. Tim got to the finals the first season of Robotica, but his ultimate defeat inspired him to design and build all new chops for Jawbreaker's Revenge. Tonight, Tim hopes that revenge will earn him the Robotica trophy.
We're back with a new and improved robot, Jawbreaker's Revenge. It's got 3 times the crushing force of the other one, and we're hoping to get somebody in those jaws.
Here it is for the last time. The winner of the Gauntlet will move on, and the loser will decide who gets eliminated. It all comes down to this. Crush the walls, part the piles, take the ramp, break the glass. The Gauntlet is bearing down on 2 very nervous robots as we speak.
Let's go down to Dan.
Tanya, we've got 2 veteran robot builders who know this course and can handle it well. The difference between Jawbreaker's Revenge and Juggerbot 3.0 comes down to a decision made months ago. Jawbreaker was designed as a weapon first, which means his weight and power are committed to that crushing jaw. The problem is, weapons aren't active in the Gauntlet, so his design isn't optimal here. On the other hand, Juggerbot was built for power and speed. He's all about knocking down the obstacles and getting through the center ring, and that should give him the edge here. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. And the final Gauntlet of the season is ready to begin. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Robots ready.
The Gauntlet is on. Jawbreaker's Revenge through the cans and into the rails. Pops a wheel at turn 1. Juggerbot through the cans and fast around the turn. Through the bricks and the blocks. He's at the halfway point. Here comes Jawbreaker, trying to catch up, and they meet at the blocks. I think Juggerbot will get a credit for the wall. And now they're crashing into each other.
Jawbreaker seems to be spinning his tires on it, and now Juggerbot is too. I'm surprised either of these bots is getting stuck on debris. Jawbreaker with those big tires is designed to always have at least one wheel on the ground, and Juggerbot, who's free now, is experienced enough to avoid that trouble.
Juggerbot slips past Jawbreaker and doesn't bump him free. Oh, but Jawbreaker pulls himself off the rail. He's reached the halfway point now, and he's lining up and right up the debris. Here goes Juggerbot down the last leg, and he's at the starting area, turning toward the ramp. Jawbreaker's got ground to make up as he heads into the rubble. Tim's looking for a good vantage point here, taking his time on this leg. And Juggerbot's up the ramp and into the force of glass, making a mess up there.
Jawbreaker's still not in a hurry, Amit, because the only glass that matters on that platform is the bonus pay. He doesn't want to risk getting stuck on the rail again.
He's in position at the ramp now, and Jawbreaker is up! And they collide in the middle. Only 3 panes of glass left. Jawbreaker not allowed to use that jaw in this event. Jawbreaker does a wheelie, avoids the glass. Now he hits it, and Jawbreaker goes after one. Both drivers very intent with only 1 pane to go. Neither willing to go after it here. Juggerbot sneaks over. Oh, he breaks the glass. He'll have to hurry back. He bumps Jawbreaker, but Jawbreaker holds steady and takes it. Very important bonus points. Juggerbot follows him through, but both bots racked up the points in this event, and they're excited for each other. High fives all around. A very impressive run for both teams, but we'll have to see how the points shake down.
Amit, Juggerbot took the second block wall by the narrowest of margins, but it was just enough that by the time he got up the ramp, his spot in the next round was secure. Jawbreaker needed those bonus points to advance, so he wisely let Juggerbot get the last piece of glass and then stole the bonus pay.
With a smash of the glass, 2 bots say goodbye. So long, Rambot and Mini Rip. You're out of here, baby. An incredible Gauntlet. Juggerbot 3.0 and Jawbreaker's Revenge tie 75 points apiece. Amazing. Tanya's down with the winners.
All right, we have Mike Morrow with Juggerbot and Tim Berghofer with Jawbreaker's Revenge. And guess what, you guys? You're both going on. You tied 75 to 75. Woo! All right, you're both going on to the Labyrinth. Now, there were some very exciting moments there, especially when Jawbreaker was caught up on the fence, and then Juggerbot came and just, like, slipped by. What was that all about?
We were trying to squeeze by because he's a pretty big bot when he's got those wheels sideways like that, and we wanted to try and get by and not make his situation any worse, but also not endanger our situation.
Were you worried a little bit about the steering? Because I know Juggerbot is such a strong robot.
Not necessarily about the steering, just we're worried about getting caught up and high-centered on a lot of objects. We had to redesign the plow for this event because it bent in the last event, and we wanted to be able to navigate on the grading without that plow interfering.
Right. All right, now we're going to talk to Jawbreaker's Revenge. So what was going on in your mind when you when you were caught up on the fence?
Well, we were really hoping our buddies would maybe hit us on their way by and maybe break us free. And eventually we backed up off of it, and we were afraid going up against Juggerbot in the Gauntlet because they're so powerful. So the way it worked out as a tie was more than we could have hoped for.
Well, you are both going on to the Labyrinth, and congratulations.
We began with 6, now we're down to 4. Robots are dropping like flies. Panzer Mk drew first and second blood from Rambot as he took the Gauntlet 85-40. Ultraviolence needed no help from his Droogies as he knocked out Mini-Rip 85-60. And Juggerbot 3.0 took an early lead only to watch Jawbreaker's Revenge time at 75, carrying both bots into round 2. The bots will be repaired for the Labyrinth, and then it's do or die time. Every move counts. One mistake could cost you the trophy. It's the Labyrinth when we come back. And later, so you've made it to the fight to the finish, have you? You could still end up on a pit of spikes. That's how we treat second place around here. Robotica will return. Robotica, it contains the maximum amount of technology allowed by the FDA. Welcome back to Robotica. We've got our new matches for the Labyrinth. It's Jawbreaker's Revenge versus Panzer Mk and Juggerbot 3.0 versus Ultraviolence.
For this competition, we're going to wipe the scoreboard clean. Everyone is back to 0.
Now let's go down to the pits and Dan Danknick.
Thanks, guys. Tim, you looked really relaxed and in control out there. What's the secret to that?
Well, just trying not to think of what's at stake right now. We knew if both us and Juggerbot just tried to make a good run, we both had a good shot at moving into the finals with a wild card, but it worked out even better and we tied. So.
Right, there's a little strategy up there on the center platform at the end.
Yeah,
Can you give us a hint as to what that was all about?
Well, we knew that they were going to beat us. I mean, Juggerbot's an awesome machine for the Gauntlet. I mean, we're decent, but we flip around a lot and we don't have that straight inline controllability, so we knew they'd beat us to the platform. And the way we thought is maybe we can sneak up after they're breaking the forest of glass and take out the last one, which is kind of how it worked.
Certainly did work that way. Yeah. That was a wonderful run. And gosh, good luck in the Labyrinth.
Jawbreaker's Revenge got through by the skin of his teeth, but no such problem for Panzer. Dan, how's he looking?
Let's see what's going on with Panzer. Now, Todd, you said you might have had some control problems. I noticed the tires were spinning out a lot. That's not your typical driving style.
Absolutely not. It seemed like it would not want to start, and then it would stay in a turn, or it would stay going.
So do you think it's a radio link problem or a power controller problem at this point?
At this point, I'm not sure what it is. Something that came to my mind, which is kind of silly, on the way back here, is the actual Futaba radios. The foam rubber wheels have a habit of coming loose and sticking. And I remember a couple months ago when I was playing around with it, it came loose and it stuck, and so every time you'd turn, you'd let go and it would stay turned. And maybe that was causing some of it.
Got it. So
that would be the best of all possible worlds.
It might be something as simple as just mounting.
That would be nice if it turned out to be that.
All right.
But if not, we're going to check everything we can and try and give it the best show possible in the next event.
Sounds great. Well, Todd's going to do a full systems rundown here on Panzer. And that's the story here. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dan. Let's take a look back at how Jawbreaker's Revenge and Panzer Mk got here tonight. Panzer Mk.'s creator, Todd Mendenhall, looks like an easygoing guy, but his robots have a real mean streak. A veteran of the competitive robot circuit, Mendenhall's latest creation is the result of lessons learned from 7 previous efforts.
We learned what designs work, what designs don't work, and we are trying to incorporate some of those lessons learned into our new design.
Panzer Mk.'s primary feature is its plow, driven by a nonlinear 4-bar linkage designed for maximum lifting power. His first opponent, Re-Introverter, felt the force of Panzer's weapon on the Gauntlet platform when he got launched into the gutter. But Re-Introverter felt the true sting of that plow in the Labyrinth turntable when the bimodal bot got jimmied onto his side in the first 3 seconds of the game, leaving Panzer all alone to clean up. And in the fight to the finish, Panzer continued his merciless run by tossing Zeus onto his head and then nudging him over the side with chilling disdain. But the days of lopsided victory may be over for Todd Mendenhall, because now he's up against another veteran robot builder, Tim Berghofer. Tim's creation, Jawbreaker's Revenge, is also known for its vicious approach, and it's easy to see why. That titanium-coated jaw has 3,000 pounds of crushing force. A 2-wheel design, Jawbreaker's Revenge is also capable of running upside down.
It's a little bit harder to control a 2-wheel drive robot. It's harder to keep a straight course with it. But then again, in the fighting part of things, you're really maneuverable. You can flip upside down.
When Jawbreaker's Revenge took on the Gauntlet earlier this season, his tiny opponent Buzzbomb may have spared himself some wrath by stranding himself on the bricks. But when the Labyrinth opened up, there were no holds barred, as Jawbreaker gobbled up his diminutive opponent in the turntable and proceeded to use Buzzbomb as his glass breaker in a humiliating display. The fight to the finish also saw the strength of Jawbreaker's chops when he took a bite out of Pangolin, then carefully coughed him up over the field of spikes. Now these two bad bots of Robotica will have to face each other, and only one mean streak will be allowed to continue to the fight to the finish. Panzer Mk and Jawbreaker's Revenge have proven they both know how to throw their weight around. Now the question is, which can take it as well as he dishes it out? Okay, robots, the easy stuff's over. It's time for the Labyrinth, and here's how it works. 6 challenges guard 6 glass panes. The tougher the challenge, the more points the pane of glass is worth. Smash through them all and get past the gates to the final pane, and the bonus points are yours. Now watch out for the Robotica rats, because they're coming for you, baby. And the robots are ready. Backing in on the left is Tim Berghofer's Jawbreaker's Revenge, and on the right, Todd Mendenhall's Panzer Mk. The robots are in position. It's time to do this thing.
Robots ready.
Here they go. And Panzer aggressive immediately, lifting Jawbreaker right out of the turntable. Jawbreaker's Revenge hits the rat gate, and now they go through the saloon doors. Jawbreaker just looking to get away. Here's Jawbreaker Cam as he gets pushed into the rail. Panzer underneath him again.
He started with that jaw facing away from Panzer, so he's not in a good position to fight. Panzer's lower profile easily gets under those wheels.
Tim not liking what he's seeing, but he's staying patient. Red Rat is scoping out the action, and now Panzer's using that plow.
He's trying to lift him onto his side, Amit. Jawbreaker's Revenge is bimodal, but if he gets stranded sideways, he's done for.
Oh, and it looks like Panzer's done it. Jawbreaker sitting precariously there, but not falling back onto his wheels. And Panzer has backed away and is now going for points. He's heading into the rollers, bouncing over the speed bumps. Now he's into the wrecking balls, and he's through for 25 points.
Red Rat's hitting Jawbreaker back there, Amit, and he's just right at him. Jawbreaker's on his wheels, but he's not moving. Something must have popped loose in his circuitry during the fighting.
Panzer rams Jawbreaker now. Doesn't want to give him a chance to get going again. Red Rat just being mean there. And now Gray Rat gets into the action too. There you see both drivers. Todd all business as he goes after Tim's robot.
Amit, this is exactly what Panzer did to Re-Introverter earlier this season. He knocked that bimodal bot onto his side at the beginning, left him stranded, and cleaned up the Labyrinth on his own time. Once again, he's used that plow effectively tonight.
Now it looks like Panzer is leaving Jawbreaker in the hands of Gray Rat and going after more points. He's got the box lined up, and he pushes to the side easily. He's turning. 15 more points for Panzer. Todd's got a shutout going so far. Red Rat's trying to get in his way. Panzer doesn't seem too concerned by it. I don't think Jawbreaker's going to get moving anytime soon, Dan.
Well, if he were, it would have happened by now. Tim is trying every stick on that controller, but Jawbreaker is not responding. This is the most frustrating moment for a builder because there's probably a simple fix under that hood, but you can't reach it from the sidelines.
Panzer, meanwhile, at the ramp. He's waiting for the timing. Got that plow up for more clearance. And Todd goes smoothly across and gets 20 more points. He has not yet clinched this event. He needs at least one more obstacle to do so, but there's no doubt he's controlling the Labyrinth right now. He's coming back out, and he makes it clean. Again, Red Rat gets in his way. Oh, and this time Panzer gets mean with him, smacks Red Rat, and now they're onto the speed bumps. And Panzer knocks Red Rat upside down, slams him into the corner. Panzer pulling no punches here. He didn't even want to go that direction. He's heading back toward the sand.
An obstacle he loves, Amit. Those 6 wheels distribute his weight and keep him from getting bogged down.
And those 25 points clinch this Labyrinth. Panzer, who showed off that mean streak earlier this season, continues it here today. You see those battle scars on his plow, but Todd's robot may have just set himself up as the one to beat here in Robotica. He's safely back out from the sand. Jawbreaker's Revenge has just been an audience member since earlier this competition. Oh, Gray Rat taunting him, sticking his head in those jaws like a lion tamer. Panzer's crossing the speed bumps now, heading toward the final 2 obstacles.
The bridge was the one he avoided last time, Amit, but there's nothing to lose here if he gets stuck.
Well, there's a siren, so no need to risk anything, but Panzer goes for the spikes anyway and gets it. 15 more points. Now he's coming back out. Oh, and it looks like he's going for the bridge. Is this an ego thing? He nails it, gets the last 20 points here. The bonus paint would give him a complete sweep.
Well, Amit, the first robot to ever get a sweep in this event is Juggerbot, who will be in the next matchup. Maybe Panzer wanted to make a statement to his possible competition.
Statement made and understood. Panzer crosses through the turntable now, heading for the exit gate. He's a bit misaligned. Todd's looking for a better vantage point. Now Panzer's at the gate, and he's across, and he's done it. Every point is his, and Todd actually looks excited. A great run here for Panzer Mk.
Amit, Panzer has consistently gone with a fight first, ask questions later strategy, and it worked for him again tonight. Jawbreaker's large exposed wheels were easy for Panzer to get under, and once on his side, Jawbreaker was doomed. Panzer then showed he could handle obstacles as well as a fight, proving he'll be a force to be reckoned with in the next round.
And Panzer Mk is moving on to the fight to the finish. He cleaned that thing out. Check out the scores. Panzer Mk mopped up with 150 points over Jawbreaker's Revenge with 0. Tanya's down with our first fight to the finish competitor right now.
All right, here we have Todd Mendenhall representing Panzer Mk. Now, Jawbreaker had the reputation of being the bad bot on the scene. Were you trying to get him back? Is that what's going on here?
Not really. I think I've been around them. They're pretty nice people. But,
yeah,
you know, it's crunch time now.
That's right.
No more Mr. Nice Guy, so we tried everything we could. I mean, they were not pursuing us, trying to get us. We were pursuing them.
We noticed that. You came out slugging right from the beginning. You didn't have to go and get all the rest of the points. Was that something that you wanted to do? Was it something to prove?
This is so much fun. It's unbelievably.
And you wanted to see if you could go do it,
And I wanted to see if it could go through all the obstacles.
And you won 150 to nothing. There you go. On to the next round, the fight to the finish. Woo!
So Panzer Mk is heading up to the big platform while Jawbreaker's Revenge is heading home. We've still got one more labyrinth to go, and then it's my favorite fight to the finish. Coming up, Ultraviolence and Juggerbot 3.0 face off in the labyrinth. The winner moves on, and the loser packs up. And later, the fight to the finish of the season, winner takes it all. That's right, people. We're only one event away from finding our champion. So stay with us. Robotica plays dirty when we come back.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength, becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
Robotica is back. Juggerbot 3.0 and Ultraviolence are getting ready for their big battle in the Labyrinth. Dan Dankdink is down in the pits right now.
Thanks, guys. Now, Mike, you have a very strong robot here, and you've run this gauntlet 1,000 times, but it looks like you still had some problems with the bricks out there.
Yeah, it got a little tricky out there. We've got more trouble than we've ever gotten before as far as, high centering. Not really sure if that's just the luck of the draw or if our blade height is a little off or what caused that.
Now, in the last time you ran the gauntlet, one of your couplings came misadjusted a little bit. Any problems like that this time?
No, we've added that to the checklist. So now before any fight, we have a pre-fight checklist, and among the things we check is the coupler spacing, that they're tight, and of course all the normal things we check, batteries strapped in, all of that.
Right, well that's one of the secrets to winning in this event. Learn from mistakes.
Definitely.
Let's go over and check on their competition in the Labyrinth.
Good thinking, Dan. Looks like Ultraviolence had a bit of a rough ride in the gauntlet. How's he looking now?
Looks like Ultraviolence took some damage on the wheels, but Jeff, tell us what happened.
Well, we bent a couple of drive axles, as you can see. But luckily, it actually helped us instead of hurting us. We were able to wobble ourselves off the paint cans with that. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I guess that's one real advantage to having so many wheels. A couple of them fail, and you can rely on the rest.
Absolutely.
It's great. So you going to be able to straighten this, or did you have just straight replacements?
We're going to bang them out with a hammer, and we'll be good to go.
Okay, that's great. Well, I'll let you get going, let you get your hammer out, and that's the story in the pits. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dan. Juggerbot 3.0 and Ultraviolence are about to put it all on the line, but before they do, let's take a look back on how they got here. Juggerbot's driver, Mike Morrow, has been in this position before. A competitor in Robotica Season 1, he made it all the way to the championship fight to the finish before getting knocked out. He's determined not to fall short again. Juggerbot 3.0 is a redesign of his earlier effort with several important changes. The direct drive shafts were turned at a right angle in order to free up room for their pneumatic titanium flipper weapon.
This is actually our first robot to incorporate an active weapon.
Earlier this season, Mike and his team raced through the gauntlet, stopping only to detread Denominator. And in the Labyrinth, they completed the first ever clean sweep, taking all 6 obstacles and the bonus pain from their hapless opponent. And in the fight to the finish, Juggerbot 3.0 continued his record-setting run as he ousted DeClaw in a mere 6 seconds. Once again, Mike Morrow stands poised to claim his place in Robotica history. The only thing standing between him and the fight to the finish is this man, Jeff Sesnick. Jeff is also a Robotica veteran. In Season 1, his bot Critical Mass made it to the finals only to be knocked out by Run Amok. Jeff took what he learned from his experience and created the deadly Ultraviolence. He built this bad bot almost entirely from titanium, and the vicious Blade of Death is milled from a solid piece of steel. The prelims saw Ultraviolence do a little body work on Fury in the Gauntlet, but sparks flew in the Labyrinth as Jeff turned on his Blade of Death and destroyed everything in his path, including a few rats who found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time. In the fight to the finish, poor Tiger Wood didn't know it hit him as Ultraviolence turned the wooden bot into kindling before he coolly dispatched him with deadly precision. Both of these guys have been in this very position before and both know the bitter taste of defeat. Nothing but victory will satisfy, but only one can move on to the fight to the finish. Ultraviolence and Juggerbot 3.0 are true robots of mass destruction. Their backs are against the wall. The gloves are off, and they're about to come out swinging. And here they are. Rolling in on the left is Jeff Sesnick's Ultraviolence, and on the right, Mike Morrow's Juggerbot 3.0. For the last time, it's the Labyrinth. Beat the challenge, break the glass, post the points. If you can do all that and dodge the rats, then you're moving on to the fight to the finish, baby.
Our 2 bots are in position. Let's send the Labyrinth out in style.
Robotica.
Robots ready.
The Labyrinth is underway, and we got a clash in the turntable. Ultraviolence and Juggerbot head-to-head, tires squealing.
Juggerbot has a trick up his sleeve that he hopes to exploit right here. You saw that red tape on both of his bumpers. It's holding a yellow cargo net in place that he hopes will jam up Ultraviolence's blade when it hits.
And now Ultraviolence fires up that blade. Oh, you can hear the wind it generates as it reaches full speed. Juggerbot's tires are still spinning. This standoff is going to come to a brutal end one way or another. Holy glass! And the Blade of Death is stopped! You can see that cargo netting caught up in there. It looks like Juggerbot's plan worked!
It was a low-tech response to a high-tech weapon, and it turns this Labyrinth into a game of points.
The rats are out now as Ultraviolence heads over to the ramp, and quickly across, 20 points are his! Juggerbot's across the rear speed bumps, heading toward the bridge, and he's across for 20. It's even after 2 obstacles. Mike's teammate Tom very intent on his robot. He's turning toward the spikes. Ultraviolence coming back out from the ramp. Oh, too slow, and he gets tossed upside down. Lands on that upright glass breaker. He's in trouble, Dan.
Yeah, Ahmet, even if he lowers that glass breaker, his wheels don't touch the ground upside down. Jeff and Billy's best chance is if they can flop themselves back onto the edge of the ramp and maybe get flipped again. But right now, Ultraviolence is not shifting at all.
Juggerbot heads across the spikes and gets the 15 points. He's got the lead and the power right now as his opponent sits helpless. Gray Rat tries to interfere. Juggerbot takes him on nose to nose. And Juggerbot gets the advantage, pushes through the saloon doors. It looks like he's headed for the rollers now.
Well, Ahmet, we know he can handle this obstacle as well as every other one in this event, which he swept last time. Tom is a very controlled driver, doesn't make mistakes. Ultraviolence has to get moving quickly.
25 more points for Juggerbot, extending his lead. 2 obstacles left, and now Red Rat goes after Ultraviolence, pushing him even farther away from the ramp. This is not what Jeff wants to see. Those tires are spinning like mad. Juggerbot comes back out from the rollers, easily through the wrecking balls, bounces off Rayrat there, and turns toward the jump. Good speed, he's across, and he hits the box.
He jammed it at an angle there, Amit. I don't think the gap is wide enough for him to get through.
Juggerbot's gonna try. No, he's gonna hit it again, trying to widen that opening. The box gives a little. Juggerbot taking his time here with a solid lead and no pressure. He's got it lined up. He's through at 15 points. The sand is all that's left. Oh, and Ultraviolence is moving. He's coming back across the ramp. Tires on the railing and into the sand.
He missed an opportunity there, Amit. Stay on the ramp and maybe get flipped right side up.
Juggerbot heading that direction now. I don't see how he's going to get to the sand with Ultraviolence there. And it looks like he's not going to try. The Juggerbot team is lining up the exit gate as time runs down. There's a clear view. And there's the siren. Juggerbot backs up, nails the gates, and there goes the bonus pain. Mike and Todd have reached the championship fight to the finish. Oh, and a short celebration with a big fight still to come.
Amit, Juggerbot's last-second modification worked so well against Ultraviolence, it must have rattled Jeff and Billy enough that they made their fatal driving error at the ramp. Juggerbot, meanwhile, ran this course by the numbers and secured himself the big win.
There you have it. Score for the Labyrinth is Juggerbot 3.0 with 105 over Ultraviolence with 20. And we've got ourselves a match for the fight to the finish. It's Panzer Mk versus Juggerbot 3.0 for all the marbles. Tanya's down with the winner right now.
Hey, here we have Mike Morrow and Juggerbot 3.0. Great round of competition. Now tell me, Ultraviolence' weapon, the blade of death. Tell me what you did to just
Well, that's a pretty formidable blade. We've seen what it can do to steel, and our robot's made out of aluminum, so we were pretty worried. So we pulled a little trick out of the box. You want to show them, Ron?
Yeah.
Before this round, we went out to the surplus store, and this is what we found, and this is what we taped on.
Well, that's like $3 for the cargo netting, and it stopped Ultraviolence in his tracks. All right, so did you see when Ultraviolence flipped over? Did you know that had happened? Or?
Yeah, I was watching what was going on with them, and I was communicating that to Tom. And at that point, that's when we knew, okay, it's going to take them a while to get reoriented, so we took it a little easy, took some of the higher scoring obstacles in the event they were able to self-right.
All right, well, Juggerbot 3.0 and Panzer Mk, we are going to the fight to the finish. Cannot wait to see that. Great job.
When we come back, it's fight to the finish time. One bot goes into the history books, the other into the fight. Robotica dishes it out in a moment. Robotica is back. We started the season with 24 incredible robots, but only the very best made it to tonight's competition. Panzer Mk made short work of Rambot in the Gauntlet and wiped the floor with Jawbreaker's Revenge in the Labyrinth. Juggerbot 3.0 tied in the Gauntlet, but an inexpensive piece of netting and an incredible run in the Labyrinth showed Ultraviolence the door. Both of these bots have proven they're top competitors, but there's only one champion, and we're about to find it. We call this the fight to the finish, and here's why. Two robots enter this platform high above the arena floor. When they get the signal, they will battle it out for 1 minute. After that, the safety gates go away, leaving the bots with just what they brought in. One of the bots will fly off the side and into the spikes. I love that. And the other one will just be, well, collecting Robotica gold. And that's the fight to the finish. A season of robotic chills and thrills all comes down to this one moment. Our final two contestants are now in the skybox. There's Todd Mendenhall, who's been a master of lopsided victories, and here comes Panzer Mk. No one has yet found an answer for that plow, and it once again stands ready for battle. And there's veteran Mike Morrow, flanked by his Juggerbot teammates, and here comes Juggerbot 3.0. From brute force to clever innovation, he's handled everything Robotica has thrown at him. This is truly the cream of the crop in the world of robotics, and both men are eager to claim their prize as Robotica champion. The next 60 seconds will decide. Let's see what happens.
Robots ready.
Here we go, and both hard right at each other. Juggerbot spins free, Panzer off the rail. They line up, Juggerbot dodges a blow from Panzer's plow, and now he's in the corner. Panzer again off the rail. And Panzer lifts Juggerbot off the wall. Juggerbot bounces free, spins in the corner, again a near miss. Side to side, neither Wedge gaining an advantage. They squeal tires across the middle of the platform. Now a head-to-head clash, and Panzer's on into the spikes. Juggerbot is vanquished, and Todd Mendenhall is the new Robotica champion. Yes! He is stunned. He doesn't know what to say, but his opponents do. They give him a hearty congratulations. He earned himself an amazing victory over a worthy competitor, and Todd Mendenhall is the man of the hour and indeed of the season.
Panzer Mk. Todd Mendenhall, congratulations. You just won the finals. Okay, what is going through your mind? How do you feel?
Surprised as hell.
What happened out there?
Back and forth. Man, they had a lot of power. I was on the grate and I couldn't get any traction. They got on the grate, they couldn't get any traction, and I started them going, and that was it.
Congratulations, you are the new Robotica champion.
This contest started out very evenly matched as both wedges fought for the lower position, but the advantage soon became apparent as Panzer got underneath Juggerbot. And in one fateful moment, when Juggerbot bounced on top of Panzer's plow while Panzer had momentum, the outcome was sealed. It's been an incredible competition, a fitting end to an amazing season. We've seen it all, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Thank you to all of our builders. It's been a privilege to watch your amazing creations go head-to-head this season, and thanks to you for sharing it all with us. For Tanya Memme, Dan Danknick, and myself, Ahmed Zappa, this is Robotica, signing off. Good night.